Hello there, Bloomers and friends. Rev Kev coming to you from the Bloom office again. I wanted to share with you an experience I had this week, which is something that is an annual experience in the sense that Bloom is one of the hosts on a monthly basis of the Mid-Valley Interfaith Council. I was going to say Clergy Association, but it's Mid-Valley Interfaith Council. And we are a group of people, mostly from further down valley, but I'm able to get people to come through the Palm Desert Curtain to come up to Palm Springs once a year. And we host over just around the corner here from our office at Palermo Pizza, and basically Bloom puts on a pizza party for about 20 to 25 interfaith representatives from Muslim, Jewish, Mormon, Lutheran, Episcopalian, religious science, inclusive Catholic, these kinds of backgrounds. And then, there's Bloom. Oh, one American Baptist pastor. We are doing that because that's a part of our relationship in the broader community. It's also the source of the relationship that allows me to be able to write a column once a quarter in the Desert Sun and get that published. And each person that writes those columns writes from a differing perspective. And so those columns, as you can probably imagine, are very different. But I'm happy that the Desert Sun continues to publish them. And it's often an opportunity that people will say it from time to time that I saw, what was written. But anyway, as we were joining together in this annual affair that Bloom puts on, I had the opportunity to talk about our congregation, talk about our faith, and talk about the kind of basic understandings that function in the United Church of Christ. Now, you know that I'm a relative newcomer to the UCC. It's only been about 15 years since we've started associating with UCC folks, and it was in 2013 that I had my credentials completely changed over. So that's, gee whiz, more than 5 years ago now. In order for me to be able to be married and be out from under any sort of threat from punishment from the United Methodist folks as a result of getting married. The thing that I wanted to say is it's pretty remarkable at times to realize the things that are separating the various interfaith groups as they relate to things in the world. Some are much more oriented toward thinking in terms that are spiritual but don't want to have anything to do with political. Some are fine with something that is political or talking, not about politics but about social justice. But it is frustrating for them to let the others basically have their way. It's also sometimes, for some reason, scary to the people who don't want to do something with social justice to think that something's going to get political. And I think it has to do with the fact that they think that if we disagree, we're not going to be able to get along with each other. That's something that's going on in our society already. It's the fact that if people disagree on various perspectives, it's like somebody gets afraid, and now it seems to be on both sides that somebody gets afraid we're not going to be able to get along, or it's the fact that on both sides somebody gets belligerent that the other side is completely wrong. I don't know how to fix that. I don't know what to do about that other than to hope that there will come a time when we understand that compromise is good, that we have an understanding of coming to a common understanding of just what is good. And that's something that is difficult in these days because there are folks that are very, very strong about what they think is good on all sides or both sides of the continuum. This can happen to us in a church, and what we hope is that it'll be love and care for one another that allows us to be able to continue in existing together and worshiping together based upon the commonalities we have. And that's one of the things that when we first started associating with the UCC, that our conference minister reminded me to try to remind our folks. And that is that as a part of the UCC, we try to do our best to concentrate on what unites us rather than what divides us. Concentrate on what we enjoy in common rather than what we have that would be upsetting because of differences. And that's a way in which groups of people are able to congregate even though we don't carry all of the same perspectives or don't come from all the same backgrounds. There's enough that we hold in common and that we care about that then we're able to respect with one another, that enables us to be together and to be happy with one another and to be happy in our faith. This is a lesson that I learn when I'm together with interfaith groups. Some groups can't get along, and that's a sad thing, but it is a reality. But there are possibilities, and what we need to continue to do is to look for those possibilities, to focus on what we have in common rather than what divides us. This Sunday, one of the things that Christians hold in common is Holy Communion. And we will be having communion this Sunday at Bloom, and I'll be preaching. It'll be the last Sunday in Lent. We look forward to being together. Malcolm Swan will be bringing our music, as he typically does, on a Sunday morning, on a first Sunday of the month morning, and we look forward to that. There's one other thing in this interfaith realm that I wanted to offer, and that is that it's May 2nd, I believe, is the National Day of Prayer in our country. Thursday, May 2nd, is a National Day of Prayer. And this interfaith group that I'm a part of has decided that at 6:30 on that night, we would, in the Coachella Valley, have our own service for a National Day of Prayer that includes all of these interfaith groups. I think that's going to be a unique opportunity. It's not going to be flashy. It's not going to be a big wow situation. It's just going to be an authentic situation of people coming together and offering prayers and understandings from their various perspectives. I'm going to have information about that in Bloom Notes so that we can see if there's any others that want to go to that with us. That'll be down in Palm Desert at the UCC Church in Palm Desert, which that may be a surprise to some people that there is one. But it'll be there, but it's being hosted by another church that meets there on Saturday or Sunday afternoons. So we hope you can be with us this Sunday. Maybe you can be with us on May 2nd. Regardless, if you can't be with us in body, please be with us in spirit. And as always, please keep Bloom and all your blooming friends in your prayers.